Welcome back and thank you for joining me on a new 5-4 Friday. And if you haven't guessed it, this video is a day late. Now I have a really good reason for that. This is not an accident, this is on purpose. One of the games I was attempting to have delivered by Friday was a game that I couldn't get pre-ordered. Just literally waiting all day for the notification to say it's back in stock or now it's available to order. And I was finally able to get it. I got the notification. I chose the fastest delivery possible, which meant it was delivered today, Saturday, at 4:45 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully you guys can forgive me for making this one a day late, but I think it's going to be worth it. Not only did I get the game I was looking for, I also wanted to share with you guys some of the goodies or bonuses I have from the original. Hopefully I'm not dropping too many hints. Maybe you guys already guessed it, but we're just going to kick it right off, starting with the first game for on today's 5 for Friday on a Saturday is Metal Slug Tactics. So Metal Slug Tactics, I actually forgot where I picked this one up. I think it may have been limited run because oh yeah, actually it is from limited run. I'm checking out the back now because I forgot I even ordered it. It just showed up in the mail. I'm opening up some packages, getting ready for this episode, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I ordered this. And I was kind of excited, looking forward to this. I didn't really try to spoil myself and check out to see what was going on the YouTubes yet. I wanted to just do my own unbiased opinion on it, and it's pretty cool. It came with I mean, it is pretty cool that it comes with like stickers and all this stuff. Not that I'll ever use these stickers, but I think it's a really cool bonus. Obviously it has the disc. It also has some really cool inside art. I don't know if you guys can pick that up real well. Yeah, I'm really liking this game. I'm a sucker for strategy, turn-based. I like to think about my next move, so this was a pleasant surprise. Kicking off my Friday finds for today's 5 for Friday, it's obviously Metal Slug Tactics on the PS5. Yes, they actually turned the run-and-gun chaos of Metal Slug into a tactical strategy game. It's like if your favorite arcade shooter suddenly started wearing glasses and using words like initiative. But don't worry, the explosions are still just as big, and the Metal Slug tanks are still ready to ruin someone's day, just with a little more thinking involved. Gameplay-wise, for me, it's surprisingly addictive. You'll go from blasting aliens to planning moves like you're playing 4D chess, except the chess pieces are all armed with rocket launchers. The pixel art is gorgeous. The soundtrack still slaps, and the challenge is real. If you've ever wanted Metal Slug, but with less button mashing and more brain busting, this is your game. If you love Into the Breach, Fire Emblem, or Wargroove, but always wish they had more explosions and one-liners, Metal Slug Tactics is your new obsession. Just be ready though. This one rewards smart plays and punishes dumb ones. Trust me, I learned the hard way. Here's another game that I think you guys might enjoy. It was a game I've downloaded a while back when I guess it was first available on the PS4 to even download. And that is Code Vein. I've always had this in digitally, and I've always wanted a physical copy of this in case, the internet breaks or, something like that happens. And I honestly love this game. It's very similar to like a Demon's Souls, but it puts its own unique twist, and there's plenty of fan service. So if you combine like a Demon's Souls with some fan service and some fancy graphics, this might be right up your alley. Dark Souls meets Hot Topic. For those of you who don't know what a Hot Topic is, you're missing out. This one's for the anime fans who like their action brutal and their fashion unnecessarily detailed. Gameplay wise, it's a Souls-like through and through. Tight dodging, punishing bosses, and the occasional rage quit moment. But where Dark Souls is all medieval gloom, Code Vein goes full post-apocalyptic vampire anime. Think Bloodborne and God Eater had a stylish, brooding offspring who refuses to wear a normal shirt. Combat is slick, the partner system is actually helpful for once, and the customization is wild. You can basically build your own edgelord from scratch. So if you've ever wanted to suffer through boss fights and look fabulous doing it, Code Vein might just be your kind of pain. All right, moving right along. Now we're going to get into some of the more unique pickups. Now, this is a game that I used to love. And of course, me being me, in my younger years, I had to sell it along with a whole bunch of other games for a surprise expense, let's just say. And that is Resident Evil Code Veronica on the Dreamcast. Doesn't matter how old I get, hearing this sound always brings me back. Now look, I've played every Resident Evil game under the sun, but this is the one. It's my favorite. The vibes, the story, the weird Ashford twins. It's peak survival horror with just the right amount of Dreamcast jank. If you liked Resident Evil 2 Remake or Silent Hill 2, this is that same flavor of tank-controlled terror. But Code Veronica goes full soap opera horror. Claire Redfield's still searching for her brother, but instead of finding Chris, she finds a private island full of zombies, psycho aristocrats, and the most dramatic family drama since Dynasty. Gameplay is classic RE. Limited ammo, creepy atmosphere, and puzzles that make you wonder why anyone in the RE universe owns a normal key. The Dreamcast visuals still look sharp for the time, and the switch to fully 3D environments, chef's kiss. So yeah, this one's weird, bold, and unforgettable, and that's exactly why I love it. If you've only played the newer REs, Code Veronica is the gothic, freaky middle child you shouldn't skip. Now some real talk why this one's so nostalgic to me. This was the first Resident Evil I actually purchased as a teenager. So all the other Resident Evils before this, Christmas presents, birthday presents, gifts from family and friends, stuff like that. But this one was the one I purchased with my own money after purchasing Dreamcast with my own money, working my summer job. I remember staying up way too late, half scared, half hyped, and totally confused by Alfred Ashford's voice. That intro cutscene with Claire dual-wielding pistols burned into my memory forever. It felt like the perfect mix of tension, freedom, and mystery. And back then, on the Dreamcast, it looked next level. So yeah, it's more than a game for me, it's a time capsule. A little chunk of my gaming soul lives on that island, next to a typewriter and a green herb. All right, keeping it going with more obscure or more not so, I don't know if mainstream is the right word, but anyway, let's just show it to you guys. So I recently just picked up, this is another one I had, and I picked it up for another reason, but I had Final Fantasy Chronicles on the PS1 probably, I don't even know, 20 something years ago. Definitely sold it. I definitely picked it up this week. Great copy, no scratches, comes with the booklet. But what's really cool about Final Fantasy Chronicles on the PS1 is that it comes with Chrono Trigger. So there's actually a separate disc for Chrono Trigger on here. Let me just show it to you guys real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Chrono Trigger. It even has a little bit of some art there. Chrono Trigger. And why? You're saying, hey, why would you do that? You can just get it on the Super Nintendo. And it's because I'm not rich. I don't know if you guys have seen the pricing for Chrono Trigger. And Chrono Trigger is probably one of my top 10 RPGs. So, this is classic Squaresoft at its best, I believe. And having to pay for Chrono Trigger on eBay right now on the Super Nintendo, is ridiculous. Yeah, so Chrono Trigger on the PS1 right now, you can even get the greatest hits version for like $30, man. $30. Not only do you get Chrono Trigger, but you also get Final Fantasy IV, which is awesome. And honestly, PS1 is probably one of my second of my top 3 favorite consoles. Because, you know, looking at this on the Super Nintendo, which I have a Super Nintendo, but I was like, all right, first off, this does not seem legit, 29. But like, all right, let's just say these are even real, right? We don't know if they're, we won't know unless we ask for pictures. And even sometimes they'll not even send pictures of the game themselves. But anyway, I'm digressing. But 250, 260, 224, you know, you can get the manual and read about it for 105 for the Super Nintendo. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pick it up on the PS1. It's way more affordable for me. Plus, I get the bonus Final Fantasy IV with it. And this is one of the reasons why I picked it up. Get a 2-for-1 deal, and it is fantastic. Okay, here's a real gem from the golden age. Final Fantasy Chronicles on the PS1. This 2-disc set is like hitting with a double dose of JRPG greatness. You get Final Fantasy IV, aka the game that taught us emotions in pixels, and Chrono Trigger, which is basically the time-traveling goat of 16-bit RPGs. If you've played Final Fantasy VII or Legend of Dragoon, and want to see where the magic really started, this is your gateway drug. You start as Cecil, a dark knight with a conscience. He's working for a kingdom that's suddenly gone full evil empire and starts stealing crystals like they're Pokemon cards. After questioning his orders, Cecil gets demoted faster than your buddy in ranked matches. And that kicks off a globe-trotting quest full of betrayal, redemption, a twin brother reveal, and oh yeah, the moon is involved. It's got that classic Final Fantasy drama, but with tighter pacing and a killer cast. You play as Chrono, spiky-haired, silent protagonist extraordinaire. He hits up a fair, meets a cute girl, and bam, time portal. Turns out, a giant alien parasite named Lavos is going to nuke the planet in a few centuries, and you've got to travel across time to stop it. 1 minute you're sword fighting in medieval times, the next you're rolling deep with a robot in the future. It's like Back to the Future meets Dragon Quest, with music that slaps and battles that are way ahead of their time. All right, the last game on today's 5 for Friday, which is showing on a Saturday, which, by the way, I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. And before I show it to you, let me just show you some of the collector's items I have. And you're going to know right away, I'm a pretty big hardcore fan of this game. Starting out with the original on the PS1, the Lunar Silver Star Story Complete. I have this really fancy plastic thing on here, but this thing, don't let it deceive you. This thing is heavy. Comes with all the goodies in there. I did this. This is actually not my original one. My original one, I know I've sold probably somewhere mid 2000s. I probably picked this one up a few years ago on eBay, which now it's pretty crazy. Now the pricing for this guy is like over $200, I think. I'm not sure, I don't remember, but then of course, no Lunar series is complete without Lunar 2, Eternal Blue. And this one, maybe I could show you a little peek here. Comes with some crazy stuff. So you're probably already knowing what I'm going to show you guys next. Yes, I do love playing these games on my original hardware. There are some things that, with a remaster, the quality of life improvements are you just can't beat them. Most importantly, the way you can speed up the battles. So, probably no shock to you, but of course, I picked up the Lunar Remastered Collection on the Switch. I was waiting for this guy to come in. Finally came in today. I actually pre-ordered this. I pre-ordered this on Play Asia. I couldn't pick it up on Video Games Plus because they're the Canadian exclusive retailer for it. So obviously, I live in New York City, and they're not gonna. Obviously, they can't ship it to the U.S. So, really happy that they were able to make this quite affordable for new fans or new gamers or trying to attract new blood into this franchise. I think that's really cool that they can have it. And it's not, I'm so happy. Like, I'm both happy and I'm also both like kind of bummed because it didn't come out with a collector's edition to attract the most new eyes to this type of game. I think going affordable, getting people into what this is even about, especially, the younger generation these days. So I thought that was really cool that they came out with the standard version for $50 or $60. I forgot what it was. Making it just like last week with Suikoden HD Remastered 1 and 2, they made it really accessible. Like, I like this. Make these games accessible, and then have also, if you want, a collector's edition. I would have picked up one of each, the collector's edition and the standard, which I obviously have here, but there was no collector's edition available. I kind of wanted it just because I wanted to be part of my original collector's edition from back in the day. Alright, so you just saw the crown jewels. My original box copies of Lunar Silver Star Story Complete and Lunar 2 Eternal Blue on the PS1. But now, they're back, baby. The Lunar Remastered Collection on the Nintendo Switch. Same classic RPG magic, now portable enough to cry in public on a park bench. These games were JRPG royalty back in the day. If you love the charm of Chrono Trigger, the story depth of Final Fantasy VI, or the emotional gut punches of Suikoden 2, this collection delivers all of that with anime, cutscenes, a killer soundtrack, and characters you'll still remember 20 years later. Take it from me, I still remember. And in case you're new to the world of Lunar, or just forgot how wild these stories start, here's a quick memory refresh. So for Lunar Silver Star Story, you play as Alex, a small-town kid with big dreams of becoming a dragon master like his childhood hero Dean. He's got a talking flying cat named Null, a crush on his childhood sweetheart Luna, who may or may not have mysterious powers, and not a single clue what's about to hit him. What starts as a simple adventure to find a dragon quickly spirals into a world-saving journey with ancient magic, corrupt kingdoms, and more betrayal than a soap opera. It's classic coming-of-age RPG stuff, but with heart, humor, and some serious why am I getting emotional over sprites moments. Then we can't forget Lunar 2 Eternal Blue. This one kicks off with Hero, treasure hunter, adventurer, and low-key anime protagonist energy. He and his sassy dragon partner Ruby discover a mysterious girl named Lucia, who falls from the sky claiming she's on a mission to stop an ancient evil. Naturally, the church calls her a demon. Things go sideways fast, and before you know it, Hero's neck deep in a story about gods, fate, and cosmic destruction. It's bigger, bolder, and a lot darker than the first game, but still packed with that same lunar charm. Whether you're reliving the magic or playing for the first time, the Lunar Remastered Collection is pure JRPG comfort food. And yeah, nothing beats owning the originals, but playing these on the go, that's a level up. So there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching this new episode of 5 for Friday on a Saturday. As always, would love it if you like this video. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know which one was your favorite pickup. I try to share some unique, obscure ones as well as maybe some popular, more mainstream ones. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this episode. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next Friday. Peace.